Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead, if you don't know already, and I am the host of the RNG Radio Show. And today's guest is coming on the show to talk to us a little bit about some financial literacy, along with some other things that's going to better suit your life for not only a better suitable life, but a better financial life as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me further introduce to you Kim Berry. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing very well, very well. Thanks so much for being on the show today. So tell me about financial literacy. Why is it important in the first place?
Quite simply, like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. But in a realistic aspect, when we are better at our money, then we can impact change, right? With everything that's going on, the racial injustice, Black Lives Matter. If we really understood our money as a community, individually and as a community, and the impact of our money, right, we could impact change on police departments by manipulating our tax dollars paid to the municipalities. We pay taxes too. So financial literacy is not just important from a personal aspect, but from a community aspect, in my view.
No. I love that. I love that. Now, with the financial literacy, and as far as you even doing this on your own, how long have you actually been doing this for?
Okay, so this is where I'm going to tell my age.
Well, we can always do like a 2+. I always say 2+ years for myself if anybody asks me. So you want to say 2+ years, we can just leave it at that and just have people guessing.
Okay, 2+, 5+.
5+ years? Okay. All righty, cool. And with the mindset of our community, and I know you talked about taxes, how can somebody get started in regards to moving from that poverty mindset, especially when it's surrounding them, to that wealth mindset? You know, somebody growing up in West Philadelphia, living out there, seeing it, you know, day after day. Mind you, I know UPenn and Drexel is up the street, but coming from that type of neighborhood, how can somebody pretty much break out of their mindset to that wealth mindset?
That's an excellent question, Daniel. And you're right. You know, when you're surrounded, especially in Philadelphia, you see all these areas like Northern Liberties, a place that we wouldn't go to 20 years ago, right? You wouldn't go down Girard, 5th and Girard. You wouldn't be caught. You wouldn't be caught down there. And so when you see how money is turning around, what does it start with? It's a mental transition, right? First, you have to decide you're tired of whatever situation you're currently in, and you need to make some changes. And that can be done with budgets. And I know people talk about budgets all the time, but you can't change it if you don't know where your money's going. So it needs to start with an assessment of where your money is going and an accountability, and that typically starts with a budget. And then paying down credit, but paying down credit to increase your credit score, right? So I believe a couple of things. I believe in as much debt-free living as possible. That debt is good, but it needs to be good debt.
Correct.
Not just, I need this new car and I'm willing to pay 50 grand for it or whatever. You've got to be cognizant of how we are utilizing our dollars, especially with, again, not to be political, but because it is legally allowable to charge us more on interest rates for car loans and other things. We need to be cognizant of how we're taking that money. Of course, we need to vote in people who actually care enough about our dollars to re-implement the Obama era laws that prevent that. But paying down debt, increasing your credit score, getting a handle on your money, where is it going? And that can only be done with an assessment.
I gotcha. I love that. And then, you know, even talking about folks individually as well, a lot of it, and I've just seen it across, you know, our community on a daily basis, weekly basis, if you will, you know, continuously, that folks just aren't inquired or even interested in a life insurance policy. So can you talk about like 3 ways that can actually benefit individuals once they are looking to get into a life insurance policy?
Well, I have a couple comments here. The first being, with everything that's going on, we all need a life insurance policy. It is hitting us harder than a lot of communities. It's hitting the Black and brown communities harder. And what I typically say in my business 101 courses is GoFundMe is not life insurance. The fish fry, it ain't life insurance. Life insurance is life insurance. The other thing we need to realize is that life insurance can be used as just that, life insurance, and not what we typically think is death insurance. And ways to do that. A whole life policy allows you to build cash value. That's important because over time, you can utilize that. You can pull out that cash to fund yourself as a small business owner. Maybe you don't have access to loan through a traditional bank or other assets to fund your business, but you've got a sizable cash value in your life insurance policy that you can borrow against. That's one. You can borrow against that cash value for retirement purposes if need be down the line to supplement. Term insurance, if you are have young children, if you're a business owner, you buy term insurance because that allows you to buy a much larger face value that you can then pass on. So there is value in term insurance, but you got to understand why you're purchasing it. And then I often recommend for parents who have college-age kids or kids who are about to go to college, if you're taking on student loans, do hybrid policies that are term and whole life, because you're going to want to underwrite the cost of that loan. And you can do that with the term insurance.
Okay. Oh, that is really interesting. Oh, wow. I had no idea about that. I'm pretty sure my mom had no idea about that, but praise God for her. Now, if somebody actually wanted to get more information, Kim, and they do have those questions about insurance, how can somebody get in contact with you to learn more?
They can reach me via email at kim@BOREALIB.com, kim@BOREALIB.com. Or they can give a call, 732-343-0618.
Awesome. And then for somebody who's looking to get started investing, let's say, they got their ducks in a row, they got a little bit of money, and they don't want to spend it frantically or get into that bad debt that we talked about. What are some ways that somebody can get started to invest, and what should they consider even prior to investing as well?
So things to consider prior to investing. First of all, you need to educate yourself because there's a lot of information out there. And if you're going to be trading, you need to understand how the markets work, what are the terms that are being used. I know some of these newer platforms make it really, really easy to invest, but I was reading an article just the other day that not done correctly or jumping in too quickly has caused some people to lose quite a bit of money. Because there's more to investing than just throwing some money in the pot, especially if you're going to be actively trading, buying and selling pieces. So you want to read. I've got a book by a former coworker that I'm going to share with you all. He doesn't go a lot into trading, but he does kind of outline the Build Wealth, calls it the Build Wealth Challenge. Great book by another African-American. Not very long, so it's a quick read. You can understand why generational wealth is important and understanding the markets and trading. That's one book. If you're really wanting a change of mindset, The Millionaire Next Door is an excellent book that I have. My copy, you can see here, is tagged with a lot of little, I don't know if you can see that because of the light, but you can see all the little flags, the pages I go back to repeatedly.
No, that is awesome. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people just read to read. It was like, well, I didn't learn anything. Did you take any notes? It's still class time, folks. Still class time.
And class time never ends, right? You have to go back, you have to reread, you have to refresh, because look, we all get off track sometimes, myself included. And then I have to go back and reassess. Well, okay, I know why I'm doing this. I know what my end goal is, but why? Let me get back to the fundamentals. And some of those fundamentals include talking about saving. If you have an employer who has a 401k, if you are not at least doing the match, if they match you, you are leaving money on the table. We don't talk about that enough. And don't just put the match in if you can. In my 20s, before I had kids and a family, I was doing 20% of paycheck.
Wow.
And a lot of people said just that, but by the time I left that employer, I had a sizable nest egg, and that employer matched. Ooh, we're going back some time, so I don't really remember. I think it was somewhere between 6 and 8%.
Okay.
They matched dollar to dollar for the 6 to 8% that we put away. If I didn't do that, that was leaving money on the table.
Right. Yeah. And I want people to realize and understand that with your 401k, folks, whatever money that you're putting in, the employer is matching that. So something as basic as you putting in $5, your employer is matching that $5. And guess what you got together? $10. Now, if you try to pull that money out, Kim, there is that thing called a penalty, correct?
There is a penalty if you're under 52.5, 72.5.
Yeah, so folks, don't think that it's like, oh, cool, well, if they're matching up, then I can pull the money right out. Yeah, you can pull the money right out, but in the long run, you're kind of hurting yourself because you're not letting that money grow. Think of it as seeds to a garden, folks. You know, if you bring your apple seeds and they bring their pumpkin seeds, hey, we're going to have a whole garden full of apple trees and pumpkins growing around. And that's what you want to see towards fruition. I believe the proverb is that, you know, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next time to plant it is now. So the first seeds that you should be planting, folks, is getting in contact with Kim. And Kim, can you provide us with that contact info one more time for us?
Sure. It's Kim at BOREALIB.com is the email, or you can call us at 723430618. We do have a Facebook page that's not really active. Our Instagram is Sisters Talking Money. We're going to be launching our e-courses on financial literacy on the Instagram and LinkedIn platforms. So we encourage you to follow us there because we're going to be giving a lot of information. So you will be able to tap in literally 30 years of financial industry information. I have been licensed, or I've had, I don't know, six FINRA licenses over the years. So this is I'm taking all of that information and putting it into e-courses.
Awesome. That is an amazing thing. Thank you so much for that, Kim. Now, with the e-courses, is there a cost to the program, or is that something that they need to contact you directly about?
So we are still trying to finalize costs because we want it to be accessible. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to give a number now and can't commit to that, but we are really trying to make these economical, because the only way to get people to implement the change or to understand is to price it so that everybody can actually take part. Because the people, right, if I make it $1,000 course, the people who can afford that typically, they've already got financial advisors. I'm trying to set this for the people who don't.
Good. Love hearing that. Love hearing that. Yeah, and it's usually that breakaway point, and I hate when people tell me, especially with the real estate game, like, oh, well, you got to have some skin in the game. It's like, well, my skin in the game is this full-time job, this car note, this college tuition bill that I completely forgot that I got my bachelor's in. In addition, my son needs to be fed along with gas put in the car. So my skin is in this game called life. But Kim actually breaking it down and providing it to make it economically feasible for folks is greatly appreciated, and I know folks will. So before I let you go, Kim, where can they find you at on Instagram again?
Sisters Talking Money.
Awesome. And that's just one word, or is there any dots or underscores in between them?
It's all one word. We made it really simple. So Sisters Talking Money, all one word, and we'll be able to upload the courses there. Like, we're looking to do everything really on Instagram and LinkedIn for this.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I'll definitely, if we're not already connected, I personally will be reaching out, because I definitely want to follow you through LinkedIn as well, and we can collaborate on a few things. So above all, thank you so much for coming on the show to talk about this, and I wish you success. Well, excuse me, I know that these e-courses will be successful because the more value that we put out into community, it's definitely coming back tenfold.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for having us today. I mean, this is great. It's getting the word out, and it's implementing change.
Oh.
Change we want to see is not just in the streets. It's fundamental and financial.
And definitely changing from that poverty mindset to a wealth mindset. So
Amen.
greatly appreciate that. So folks, if you haven't already, check out the RNG Radio Show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. on Facebook Live. But for whatever reason, if you can't get up there early, be sure to check out the YouTube replay where I will be going live along with such great interviews such as these with Kim. Thanks again, Kim.
Thank you, Daniel. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Fleslet on the beat.